Democrats tried to make an impression in the minds of voters, but not at the expense of their opponents. Good evening. I'm Eric Franke.
And I'm Sarah Carlson. First tonight at 10, the only televised debate comes just days before the primary. Political reporter Jessica Arp has the highlights in tonight's Campaign 2012 coverage.
Well, Democrats once again shied away from attacks against each other in this debate, instead focusing on the governor. But they were all clearly trying to leave an impression with voters before Tuesday's primary.
This is what democracy looks like.
Tom Barrett started the final Democratic debate, pointing out that all candidates had largely stayed positive in their campaigns. But in this discussion on Wisconsin Public Television, they did draw some differences.
You don't need a polarizing figure. You know, I'm not a Madison liberal or a big city mayor. I'm just Doug LaFollette, who's been shaking hands across Wisconsin for, I don't know, 30 years or so. I can bring us together and get Wisconsin working.
I'm tired of hearing about war. We need a leader to bring a fresh start to Wisconsin government and politics, and I have that different perspective.
The two frontrunners in the race primarily disagreed on the main issue they've discussed all along, collective bargaining. Falk saying she'd veto a budget without it, Barrett emphasizing a special session. But primarily the candidates emphasized how they would bring the state together.
In 2008, I was reelected with 79% of the vote, and earlier this year I was elected with 71% of the vote. And that happened because I like to work with people. And it's important to respect people that you disagree with.
When a family's at war, when sometimes that happens, I think people can relate to that. It takes mom usually to get the folks together. She has the firm hand, but knows how to get people without losing face. That's what I think our state needs. We need a mom, and I'm anxious to be that mom to get us back working together and solving problems.
I agree with Kathleen. I don't like to talk about war. But there has been an ideological civil war that's been lasting for 16 months. I will end the Civil War in Wisconsin.
On Tuesday, you have an important decision to make. Some elected officials who are good people are urging you to support Tom because they think that he's the one that can beat Scott Walker. I disagree. I think the only people that can beat Scott Walker are you.
Given no major attacks or huge policy points here, it will be interesting to see whether the debate would move any poll numbers. In the Marquette poll released this week, Barrett had a 17-point lead on his challengers. All four candidates now will hit the road tomorrow, campaigning at stops across the state.
It will be a busy weekend and next week, of course.
Right.
Thanks, Jess.